All right, good morning, everybody. Beautiful day today, driving to work, and so I have some time to talk. I decided today I want to make a video about an organization called the New Israel Fund. I've been getting their emails for a number of years, and I've been kind of ambivalent about them for some time, and I just want to address some issues which I think are fascinating on a sociological level. Now, the New Israel Fund is an extreme left-wing organization in Israel. And the reason they came to my attention recently, because I really haven't been reading their emails in a long time or anything, is because one of my rabbis posted something on Facebook about basically how much he feels that they are self-hating Jewish, anti-Jewish, Judeo-phobic, whatever, that's the term that I like to use now, organization, virulently so. He did not mince words when discussing his feelings about the New Israel Fund. And it was ironic to me because this rabbi, I would say in many ways, is a classical liberal in certain ways. And I wasn't aware of certain aspects of this New Israel Fund. There were certain things that always bothered me, but other things that I felt to find common ground on. And I don't know if anyone is speaking on behalf of the whole organization or if it only represents, the opinions of certain individuals who are affiliated with the organization. But that being said, this New Israel Fund, so what are they all about? What's their story? So they want to make a fundamental change in Israeli society. Which I would also like to see certain fundamental changes in Israeli society, although it's really none of my business. I kind of take the Soloveitchik approach to Israel in many ways of saying, as an American, it's really none of my business what they do in Israel. I'm an American, I'm not an Israeli. Judaism is my religion, it's not my nationality and not my race. And so, I wanted to discuss some aspects of what that's all about. But that being said, I can still feel a certain level of brotherhood and fellowship with like-minded Jews who happen to live in Eretz Israel, in the Holy Land, that's currently being occupied by the state of Israel. And ask, well, what would make things better for them or worse for them? What kind of situation would improve their standing or make it worse? And so that is a consideration. So in any event, all this being said, I just want to discuss certain things about this organization, and that I know that much about it. I really don't. But still wanted to discuss some aspects of it. So, what things I agree with, what things I don't agree with, I think is important as well. But I was kind of surprised that this rabbi, who is pretty open-minded, was attacking this organization so virulently until I saw what he had to say about it. are their goals? Their stated goals seem to, on the outside, seem very similar to mine and to this rabbi this was a rabbi who, for 17 years, he was a chief rabbi of a town in the territories, in the Shtachim, and because of his disagreement with certain Israeli policies, he faced a possibility of prison time. He was working for the Rabbanut, and Chacham Avadia, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, rescued him from prison, and he realized it's time to leave the Israeli hellhole and go home to America where he belongs. So, I think one thing that myself, this rabbi who I respect very much, and the New Israel Fund all kind of agree on is that we're seeking out religious freedom. And we're supportive of the idea as a stated goal of religious freedom. The question is, how do we define religious freedom? Because on the outside, religious freedom sounds like a good thing, right? But the question is, how do you define it? And there's quite often, two different people will use the same term and mean it two different ways. And this is an issue we find in America as well. And we have to really discuss these issues. So when I hear, the New Israel Fund, they said we want religious freedom. I also want religious freedom. Personally, I would like to see the Rabbanut be privatized. I don't like the fact, I agree with the Establishment Clause of the United States, and I think that should be applied in Israel as well. We don't need, every country can decide on its own, and so as an American, it's not my business to tell Israel what to do. But I personally think that things would be better in Israel, and I would feel much more comfortable supporting Israel if they had a similar establishment clause as America has. The problem is, people want to call Israel a Jewish state, and Judaism is a religion. And my answer is, I don't want a Jewish state. I don't believe in a Jewish state. I oppose the idea of a Jewish state. Doesn't mean I oppose the state of Israel as an ally to America. Doesn't mean that I support terrorists who want to kill Israelis. I do not. I see Israel as a valuable American ally, just like England and France and Canada and whatever. And I'm not opposed to the existence of the chief rabbinate of Israel. I am opposed to its entanglements with the government. I'm opposed to the fact that it has ipso facto hegemony over so many aspects of Israeli society and Israeli life. And the reason why I feel that is, one thing that I feel is that many Israelis are turned off by religion because the chief rabbinate is a government body. And if people were granted a little bit more freedom